I was thinking about a lot of the comments that I've been seeing of people just basically giving up on the idea of being married, giving up on the idea of Black love. A lot of the content that I see is a lot of Black men talking about they don't love the wives that they have. Then I see other content of Black men happy that they married. Then I see women, a lot of women content be like basically fuck men because men are liars. Like every video, every other video, it's if a man says such and such, then he lying to you. You know what I mean? Like one girl was like, if you ask a man, what he thinks about you, and he basically gives you all of these compliments and blah blah blah, he don't like you like that. Little shit like that. That shit is annoying me. That shit is annoying me. Let's see. Black love cannot be saved because Black women want to be the leaders of Black people. Black women are trying to play. Black men are trying to build two different agendas. Black men did not lose the race what Black women did. To me, I feel like that is something that is being spoken about in an echo chamber. That perspective, that narrative is being spoken in an echo chamber to where it's only in that specific space that you are in. Because if you step outside of that space and look at the rest of the world, you will notice that it isn't that Black women want to be leaders of Black people. It's that Black women took the time to get the education and are now making more money than Black men. A lot of us are. I do want to say I feel like there are, at the end of the day, just in general, Black men still make more money than Black women to me. But Black women are the first women on the planet to be able to all say, hey, I make more money than my race of man. Most other women in other races haven't been able to say something like that. So it puts Black women in a different position than other races of women. It doesn't mean that we want to be leaders of Black people. It's just that we've been put in a position to where we haven't had really too much of a choice. You know what I mean? To me, I don't see a lot of Black men building too much of anything when we start listening to the podcasts and stuff that y'all celebrate. Because as the outside looking in, like I'm currently dating somebody who is outside of my race because, of course, I am in a place where it's not predominantly Black. Everyone is outside of my race, so I don't have a choice but to choose who's in close proximity, right? And when I went on the internet and I said, hey, I'm looking for a husband, I didn't say what color he had to be, what age he had to be, or what part of the world he had to be in. But the most men who showed me the most rejection, who were the most hateful, who just automatically assumed that I would be a problem, was Black men. I was saying, hey, I want a Black man to lead me. I want a husband. I want somebody, to take control of, guide me, be my partner, you know what I mean? I posted it all over my social media. I was talking about how I want a man to buy me breakfast and to provide for me so I could be fragile around him and allow him to lead me. And all Black men did was make fun of me. Why you don't lead yourself? Why you don't buy your own breakfast? Why you don't such and such? But then you turn around and you put this in my comment section, talk about Black women want to be leaders. No, it's just we're put in a position to where we have no choice, because when we show a level of femininity and fragility, immediately we are attacked as if us wanting a man is a bad thing. Like, do you know how many people call me desperate for saying, yo, I'm ready to have a husband? Do you know how many times people have told me I'm desperate and I need to decenter men and stop trying to find a husband? To stop trying to telling everybody that I'm single and I'm ready. Do you know how many people make fun of me because of that? A lot. So when people be like, Black women trying to do this, it's just like, you need to step outside of the social circle that you're in so you can get a better perspective of women. The point was definitely not missed. I did not miss the point. You just want me to say what you want. You want to hear what you want to hear. You don't want to hear a Black woman say, this is what it is, and it's different from what you think because you've been stuck inside of this box you in that's echoing the same narrative that's toxic, that's not helpful. And if you step outside of it where the rest of the world at, you see a different perspective. You said the Black woman wants to run the house in a relationship and takes no discipline. I have self-discipline myself. When men are always talking about discipline and shit, especially Black men, it almost seems like they're looking for daughters to tell what to do, not a wife, not a girlfriend, not a woman to build a partnership, but they want women to slave for them. And so that's why a lot of women are basically like, no, you know what I mean? But for me, it's just like, I've been celibate for 7 years. It takes a lot of self-control for me to do something like that. People ask me all of the time how I've been celibate for 7 years. The dude that currently is trying to date me asks how the fuck did I end up celibate for 7 years? You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck did I do that? It takes a level of discipline to be able to do that. Do I want to run a household? Yeah, if I can't get peace nowhere else. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think what's being overlooked by Black men is that y'all are not understanding that when we do put our life in your hands, for some reason, it's not a peaceful experience for a lot of women, because a lot of Black men are extremely promiscuous. A lot of Black men are financially struggling. A lot of Black men are not educated. And a lot of Black men don't necessarily know what it means to lead a household. So it's making a lot of women have to lead households on their own. And once a woman is leading her household on her own, it's kind of hard to trust another man to take lead of it if it's not a peaceful situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I'm at peace right now, right? Let's say, for instance, everything's going well for me. I got my education, got my money, got my car, got my house, got my kids doing good. Or I might not even have kids. I might be out traveling, having a good time, living life, and I'm dating. I want to kick it with somebody. And then I meet a guy, and he's coming to me with marriages under his belt, baby mamas and shit that he has drama with, issues with his own promiscuity, issues with being violent or being manipulative and not keeping his word, or he lies, or he omits information, or he doesn't have a decent relationship with God, but I do, or he mismanages his finances. It could be a number of things. What's happening to a lot of women is that a lot of women are looking at their own lives and seeing how they can create their own peace, and men are coming along and disrupting that peace. So it's just like, if Black men, if Black women are seeing all men or all Black men are disturbing a woman's peace online, because that's what y'all doing a lot online. I was telling somebody recently that, I've only been looking for a husband actively for 2 months. And when y'all come in my comment section, and the way that y'all carry yourself on social media makes me not even want to deal with y'all. Because every time y'all come in my comment section, it's all of this stuff about Black women and all of this hateful stuff that keep coming from the echo chamber, the narratives, it's always the same stupid shit. It's never anything that is like independently coming from a man's own brain and own experiences. It's always the same regurgitated ass narrative, and it's getting tired. And I'm like, I want Black men to be a little bit more intellectual and productive when they are coming into the spaces of Black women, because every time y'all come around, it's always something negative. Like I tell men all the time on my Facebook page when we're talking, and they feel like something that I posted, might trigger them, right? They come in my comment section. I always ask them, how come out of all of the stuff that I post all day, every day, about how much I love men, how much I want a husband, how much I want to be held at night, how much I want to be protected, how I want a man to have a partnership and a family with, someone I can trust, someone that could lead me. Y'all don't have anything to say on any of that content. But if you feel like I've triggered you by something that I'm saying, or maybe I'm holding Dusty's accountable for something, how come the Dusties come out the woodwork, got all this fucking mouth, all this fucking chaos and shit, but when I'm saying something positive, it's not a man in sight saying anything intellectual? Like I said that to the men on Facebook, and I was like, listen, I need for more intellectual men to start coming to my content because I'm tired of seeing the dusties. Like if you a better man, then women sit here complaining about y'all got to start acting like that on social media because y'all not acting like it online. Like if you're a good dude and you know how to lead and you know how to take care of a family, the only place I see a lot of men who are like that and where they're hanging out at is Threads. I can get on Threads and see a shit ton of men being like that. But on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, it's a lot of dusties. And YouTube is like the fucking central place for all of the dusties. And I think it's because this is kind of where the Black manosphere was basically festering for a long time. And it's just like, when are you going to realize that a lot of that stuff that is circling inside of that echo chamber of the Black manosphere is actually harming you as a man? Like, when are you going to see that? And I see a lot of other men are starting to realize that because they're starting to post content about it saying, listen, the shit that y'all been posting so much for years about Black women, that shit is going to start hurting you in a minute because a lot of it is toxic. A lot of it is not helpful to you as a man.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. Flawless victory.